Whew. I could end it with this sound, whatever this is. There we go. Yeah, some of you went real deep. Good. If you want to share your experience or if you have a question, always stay for a few minutes at the end here just to see what's going on and how you're doing. So, letting things end and also allowing things to begin. That's the energy that we're working on. And hopefully, you got some answers in that meditation. And if you didn't yet, then maybe there's some energy blocking you. That's your answer. There is some energy blocking me from letting things end or from bringing in new things. That is your answer. Your next step is to sit down and look at what's blocking you again and start to resolve it. There's always an answer. You know what, David? I closed my eyes to meditate. It was empty. Well, maybe you feel empty. That might be it. Yeah. Yeah. The idea that love replaces fear. Sure. And you know what? We might be afraid and we could still bring in some love. I don't think as human beings we'll ever not be afraid at all. It's just part of our who we are, right? That's okay. Should just the trick is just to not let the fear stop you. Let it inform you. Just don't let it stop you. Yeah. I was still holding on to a lot of my body from my ending. A lot in your body, I'm assuming. I felt a lot of energy um, released from your heart. Good. I used all the time to allow my last relationship to end. Wonderful, buddy. Good job. I'm sure there are no girls, Juan, looking for really sensitive spiritual guys out there. So you must be out of luck. This- I was at this retreat. It was mostly women, and I got to have dinner with lots of different groups of people. Lunch, breakfast, whatever. And the number one thing I kept hearing was like, "Man, wish I could meet a sensitive guy that was interested in growth." Next time, I'll throw you in there, buddy. We're actually building an app. It's going to be a while before it's out, called Metadate, which is for I've done some of the date nights, but for people interested in growth and relationships. So that would be cool. Um, do we ever truly end? Do we end what? Does like our soul end? Does a relationship end? What is it that you're asking ends or doesn't end? Um, I don't, and I wouldn't know the answer anyway, probably. I don't know. I don't know if there's an end. I really don't know. In like modern cosmology theory, the prevailing theory is that there's a big bang, and then the universe ends in what's called the big freeze, where everything separates so far and through entropy releases its energy, and then till the end of time, everything is cold and frozen and dead. That is the prevailing theory in cosmology. I'll- I don't know about that. I have no idea. Uh, in the East, in India, in Vedic, I guess, philosophy, Vedantic philosophy, there's endless beginnings and endings. It's cyclical, like the universe starts and ends over and over and over again. I like that idea a lot. Hope it doesn't just end. Um, and end with a new beginning. Is there a remnant of us always? Yeah, probably, for sure. I think memory, yeah, there's a remnant. Yeah. Is there never going to be ever going to be like no feelings? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know. Probably not. That's what gives us experience and gives us depth as human beings, right? Is those memories. And there'll always be some kind of charge, a little bit. Um, let's see. That was so helpful. I had to thank that part of me that survived and is keeping me in survival mode. Yeah, it was just trying to help. Yeah, great. So you thanked it. Some really cool stuff came up. Yeah, you're like, okay, I've been in survival. It was necessary until. everything is necessary until it's not necessary, right? Or as Eckhart Tolle says, suffering is necessary until you realize it's not necessary. But it is necessary until you realize it's not. So there's no problem, right? There's no need to have any hang up about that. I was unconscious until I was conscious. It was necessary. It just is what I was attached to that relationship until I wasn't. Just is what it is. There's no reason to beat yourself up about that, right? I feel like tonight I finally let my old relationship end. Wonderful, Emily. And the final remnants, it ended several years ago, but I didn't realize how endings can also end in their own way. Yes, good. A little cord cutting. Wonderful. Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy to hear that. That's one of the big ones, really, relationships tends to have the most intense chords for us. I'm really glad to hear that. My new beginning was like a mosaic. Wow. That's still coming together. I love that. I also gave up hope the past will ever change. How about that awareness? Didn't know that was still in me. I think that's something for all of us. I gave up that the past will ever change. So the past doesn't change, but we change in relationship to the past. And we could take the memories that we have and decharge them. So the pain that's in some of our memories or the beliefs, though that we can change, right? So there's a memory of what happened, but then all the things we put on top of it, the pain around it, like a particle that has a charge, we can in meditation pull up that memory and heal it. We can do that. And then we're people, those people who are just like, you see them, you're like, hey, how you doing? And they're just like, let me tell you about the shit that happened to me since yesterday or childhood or what. They're just lost in this story. That's because all their memories have this charge, and there's emotional charge, and it keeps recycling over and over, and they're not actually healing them. So they're just replaying them, maybe even externally to you. There's this great new show on Disney called Loki. It's part of the Marvel series. I think it's so good. And he goes to a place outside of time, and he uses these portals to go back in time or forward in time to any point on the timeline. And he starts resolving things and getting interesting awarenesses. We can do that with our awareness. We can go look at different points in time and start to resolve things for ourselves. And honestly, that's kind of what shamans do when they do like soul retrieval. And they look at these moments in time where trauma is locked, and they bring that energy back. That's a lot of what we do in meditation here. Maybe we don't call it soul retrieval, but it can be. The endings have very long threads. I kept pulling them on them as you suggested, and planting new deep roots for the new beginnings. Cool. Very cool. Wonderful work, everybody. Really, really wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, you can always go back and just do the meditation again if you want to. Okay. If you're struggling with something or didn't quite get it, go back, sit, do it again, see what happens. You might get something different out of it every single time. Maybe you can only get to the ending today because there was so much charge, and then you need to do it again to get to the next beginning. That's totally valid. If you went unconscious, if you fell asleep, if you got lost in thought, normal. That's energy. That means you're working through layers of energy. And sometimes we're not ready to consciously work through energy, so we do it unconsciously. But the more consciously you do it, the less you need to do it unconsciously, the better you'll sleep. Better to do it as consciously as you can. Okay. And I wish everyone the best in whatever it is that you're birthing. Maybe you're physically giving birth. I have some friends that are giving birth soon. They're birthing something very new. That birthing will come with some screams. Enjoy the process, bring some miracle energy into your life, and just remember that it's a relationship, you and whatever is beginning. Okay. Oh, yeah. Extra homework, bonus homework, which I mentioned in the end of meditation, help somebody else with an ending and or with a new beginning. I guarantee if you do that enough, you're going to help yourself with your endings and beginnings. help somebody else. If it's emotional help, if it's physical, if it's monetary, like whatever the hell it is, help somebody else with their endings and beginnings and see what it does to your life. I think that will be a powerful practice for all of us. Yeah. And speaking of endings, class is ending. A new one will begin on Sunday. And next week, invite your friends. The one next week, I'll send a link. You could give it to anybody. It's called The Art of Releasing Energy. So that should be fun. Thank you all so much. Oh, I have a retreat coming up in a little less than a month in Montana. We have one spot for a guy. If you want to share a room with another guy, so that's all the room we have. Sorry. Well, I'm going to set up some retreats for bigger groups so everyone can come, and there won't be a limit. Just ironing that COVID thing out first. Soon. All right, everyone. Love you so much. Thank you. I'll unmute you all if you want to say bye. Have a wonderful evening, morning, wherever you are. See you
Hi,
next
Jacob.
time,
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.